Hey everybody, this is Ivana from AL.com, back for week 2 of the home office life. Today I'm here with AL.com's Amy Yurkinen. She has been on top of the health crisis for us and reporting a lot about the University of Alabama at Birmingham, which we usually call UAB around here. And Amy's going to give us a little bit of updates on what's going on over there. UAB and the Jefferson County Department of Health have teamed up and opened a new testing site downtown. So Amy's going to give us a little bit of an overview about that. And also UAB is saying there's an urgent need for healthy blood donors. So if you are healthy and you can donate blood, they are asking that you do so. So Amy, first tell us a little bit about this new testing site downtown.
Hey, Ivana, thank you so much for having me on. The testing site opened for business this morning at 9 a.m. The way it works, though, is that patients who believe that they might need testing for the coronavirus need to call a number before they can just drive up there. So the call-in number actually opened yesterday at noon. So that's when they started accepting calls, and people can basically call in, report their symptoms, and then they have providers on the other end of the phone, and those providers will determine if someone really qualifies to get a test for COVID-19. So yesterday they opened the phone line at noon, and they got 400 calls, and they scheduled 208 tests that started this morning at 9 a.m. So that was their call volume from yesterday. They said in the press conference that this center should be able to handle about 250 tests a day. That'll be about their capacity. But people who believe they may have symptoms, again, can call a number, which is 205-975-1881. And that line will be open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. And if someone on the other end of the line believes that they qualify for a test, then they will be scheduled for an appointment at the drive-in testing site.
So there is, just so you don't have to, just so viewers don't have to write that number down or anything, we do have a graphic here on the screen that'll give you the number you can call if you need to set up a test. The times, that number again is 205-975-1881. You can call between 7 a.m. and 11 p.m. to schedule your appointment. You have to have an appointment to be able to get into this testing site.
Yes. And I should add that both the testing site and the phone line are open 7 days a week. So over the weekend as well, if you get sick and you need to call, that number will be available for you.
Awesome. And also that testing site is at the corner of University Boulevard and 22nd Street South. Is that correct?
That's correct. So that's the site of a Southern Research building. So they've set up some tents, some cones, and they're trying to schedule it, obviously, to make sure that they don't, one, get slammed, and two, also to keep, people at the proper distance, even if you're in your car and everything, just to keep people apart and keep that social distancing going through the testing.
And I know one thing that the people organizing this drive-through testing site have really stressed is do not get out of your car. You need to stay in the car and wait for instructions. Is that correct?
Yeah. So that's correct. So you have to have a cell phone to communicate with the staff at the testing site, and you also have to tune your radio to 90.7 FM. And that radio station and the cell phone, they'll give you, instructions on how to do the test properly. Again, yes, stay in your car. They're really, one of the great things about these drive-through testing sites is that they can limit exposure. It's definitely preferable to getting a bunch of people together in a waiting room of a clinic where, someone who's sick with COVID-19 might infect someone who isn't sick with it. So they're really trying to reduce that kind of thing from happening. So that's why you have to follow the instructions, stay in your car, and they'll kind of come to you and do the testing.
And that kind of goes along with what UAB and their doctors and in the CDC has been saying kind of from day one. If you believe that you have symptoms, if you are sick, if you have been exposed to somebody with COVID-19, do not just show up in a hospital, in an ER, in an urgent care. They are saying that that is not what needs to happen. You need to call ahead, and you need to make sure that these places have the proper precautions before you go in and possibly expose other people. And it seems like that's kind of the same thought behind this do not get out of your car in the drive-through test.
Yes, absolutely. I think a lot of clinics and hospitals around the state have really been struggling with this and have tried to stress the message about, people not coming to the doctor's office if they are, feeling sick, any kind of sick, whether it's COVID-19 or anything else. And emergency rooms right now really are only for emergency medical situations. If you need help immediately, that's obviously where you need to go. But if you're just feeling sick, please call ahead to your doctor's office and they can help take the proper precautions. In some cases, they're having people stay home and direct them to a different kind of testing center just to keep them out of crowded waiting rooms or doctor's offices where nurses, doctors, even other patients may not be protected against this virus right now.
Right. I am going to throw up that info back on the screen about where you can call, when you can call, where to go if you need this. And I'm also looking at some of our questions that we've got coming on Facebook. And one person, Cassie, asks, is this a site for children to get tested too? So do you have any info about that, Amy? Can kids get tested at this site?
I do not know. It doesn't have an age here that they're specifying. However, I do know that there are specific sites where children can get tested for COVID-19. If you're looking for that, I believe that the Children's Urgent Care, all their sites in Alabama have now are doing COVID-19 testing for children, but UAB might be as well. It's probably worth calling that number and asking because I do not see here that they've specified any kind of age range. So I just don't know about that.
And also, do you know about the price of this? We've got several people talking about a price or rumored prices in the comments. So do you have any information on that?
I don't have any information on that. Right now, I know that if you have health insurance, a lot of health insurance companies are covering the costs of these tests. So there's been no information about how much the cost of the test is right now.
Again, just looking down at my phone on some of these comments. Somebody has asked, I believe her name is Casey, how long are these tests taking to come back?
Well, I mean, that's a really good question. I've heard a range of, I know that this is not the quick turnaround test that was just approved, I think, over the weekend. So I think these tests are still taking anywhere from like 1 to 5 days. There's really a bottleneck to processing a lot of these. UAB is running a lot of these tests themselves, and that may kind of reduce the backlog. But I think that it's still taking several days in many cases. It says testing results right here should be available in 3 to 4 days. So I guess that's what they are anticipating it will be, 3 to 4 days.
And I guess you always want to tell people a longer time span. If it comes back sooner, that's great. But you would rather kind of overshoot it than undershoot it. Or at least that's how I would feel if that was my test.
And the advice here is obviously remain in self-quarantine until the test results come back. And that's what they're telling people to do.
And I know, and I took some notes from some of our earlier reporting here, and I know that the drive-through testing at Church of the Highlands operated for 5 days. They did over 2,200 tests, which is from a story from our AL.com's Greg Garrison. And but it seems like with this new UAB site that the testing at the Church of the Highlands has been discontinued for now.
That's correct. They have discontinued testing at Church of the Highlands, and they are really directing people to this new clinic run by UAB and the Jefferson County Department of Health, which does have an estimated capacity of running 250 tests a day. So I guess that's over 5 days, 2,200. That's, we're looking at maybe slightly fewer tests will be able to be run through this UAB site, although they are looking for other sites around the area to open other drive-through testing. So, we may see that come online in the next days or weeks, and that could increase capacity and make it easier for people outside of downtown Birmingham to get access to drive-through testing.
Right. And I know that Greg also had in his story that Pastor Chris Hodges said that Church of the Highlands said they will be happy to resume their testing site, or they will be happy to help in the future if they are asked. So, but for right now, that Church of the Highlands drive-through site is closed, and the UAB and Jefferson County Department of Health site is open. And before the end of the video, I will put that graphic back up. I see some people wanting that number and stuff. We will put it back up. But I want to quickly ask you, Amy, I know UAB has said that there is an urgent need for healthy blood donors. They are very short on blood, and they're asking people to donate. So where is UAB asking people to donate? Or do you need an appointment to donate blood? Or tell us a little bit about how that works.
So yeah, they did a blood drive over the weekend, and they're doing a blood drive through March 27th. The way that it works is they will be you will have to make an appointment for the blood drive, because they are trying to, again, reduce crowds. So it's not just UAB, but there really is a national blood shortage right now. So right now UAB Hospital is holding an emergency blood drive. It's located at the North Pavilion. That address is 1802 6th Avenue South. And basically the hospital is asking you to schedule your appointment to donate blood. You can do that at redcrossblood.org, and you just enter your zip code and they'll direct you to the site. And that's the way that they're asking people to do it. The process takes about 45 minutes. So you have to go to that website, redcrossblood.org, and enter your zip code to make an appointment to donate blood at the emergency blood drive that's happening right now at UAB.
And if you are experiencing symptoms, but maybe you haven't gotten tested for COVID-19, or if you just aren't feeling great in general, I am assuming that UAB does not want your blood, or any of the hospitals or any of the Red Cross does not want your blood. Only go if you're healthy. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. If you're feeling healthy and symptom-free, go ahead and make that appointment. But yes, please do not go there if you're feeling unwell at all. You really don't want to risk spreading any type of illness in that kind of environment.
Hey, so this is awesome. I just got a text while we're talking from a UAB contact, and a bunch of people in the comments have been asking about prices, insurance, things like that. And the number that you need to call for those generic questions is 1-800-338-8374, or you can call 211. Again, that's 1-800-338-8374, or call 211 for generic questions about the testing, about cost, if insurance covers it, where can you go, etc. That's where those questions can be directed to. I will put that in the comments below here. And also some other news from UAB, that blood drive has been moved to the Colonnade. That site is at the next to the Flying Biscuit Cafe at the Colonnade. So if you are healthy and you can donate blood, make your appointment with Red Cross and you can show up at the blood drive at the Colonnade next to the Flying Biscuit Cafe. We thank you so much, UAB, for keeping us up to date and for letting us know that. We will put all that information here in our comments. I will go ahead and shift back just in case you need the number for those specific testing appointments. Again, if you have just general questions, you need to direct those to either 211 or you need to direct it to 1-800-338-8374. Now, UAB has also told me that due to a high volume of calls at that specific 205 number, the phone lines to schedule an appointment at the downtown testing site could be offline for short periods of time. So if you call and you don't get anybody, don't freak out. It could just be down. It's probably not your phone. It's probably the line in general. So the IT team at UAB is working on that to increase the call volume. If you can't get through, though, try back in an hour. and don't give up on trying to get an appointment if you feel like you need it. So we will put all that information in our comments here. We'll make sure that it is available for everybody. We greatly appreciate our UAB contacts for giving us that information. We appreciate you, Amy, for everything you are doing for us. And that's all for us today. And thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, Ivana.